Heads up, this review zeroes in exclusively on the single-player campaign for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We'll have the multiplayer review and the overall review coming up next. After taking a year off in 2018, Call of Duty's single-player campaign has come roaring back in the revival of the Modern Warfare name. For my money, this is the best campaign the series has seen since 2010's Black Ops 1. Though it stopped short of being as provocative and button-pushing as it seemed poised to be, it is nevertheless an extremely well-designed first-person shooter that refreshes the format just enough with a few cool new ideas and some smart new takes on others we haven't seen in years. The plot of Modern Warfare's rebooted storyline starts out trying to blur the lines between good and bad, but it ends up quickly establishing the good guys as very clearly good. The US team is led by memorably mustachioed fan favorite Captain John Price, while the sister and brother duo of Farah and Hamir head up an insurgency movement fighting to push Russian forces out of their fictional home country of Urzikstan. That's right, it's cool to shoot at Russia again. That's not to say that uncomfortable, morally gray things don't happen in this campaign. They do, and sometimes those events are directly in your control. Unarmed women die, children are shot, suicide bombers are a threat. But even in Modern Warfare's biggest moment, a showdown with a generically named enemy lieutenant called the Butcher, Infinity Ward wanders near the moral line but never actually steps up to or over it. That's disappointing, because I'd really hope this story would have something meaningful to say about the nature of war in a time when the United States has been involved in so many conflicts for so long. Still, just because Modern Warfare doesn't have a lot of bite behind its bark doesn't mean it's not a great action ride. It is one of the best linear first-person shooter campaigns I've played in a good while, thanks to an exciting pace across its 5-ish hour story that notably is always mixing up the gameplay. Sure, we've done the run-of-the-mill street battles a million times before in this series, but here you're never doing them for very long without something unexpected happening.
Firing.
Modern Warfare delights most when it surprises, like when you have to engage in tense close-quarters combat to clean the enemy out from small multi-story houses, often when it's pitch black outside of your night vision goggles. Or when you fly explosive-rigged drones into enemy helicopters, or paint targets for missile strikes. Enemy AI is pretty standard and straightforward, but it gets the job done. Another highlight was a boss fight of sorts in which you play as a child and, well, I won't say any more for spoiler reasons, but it is unique. It's even got dialogue choices in key scenes, and those added a few welcome moments of feeling like I had a real impact on the story, even if you ultimately don't. This Call of Duty even throws a smart curveball at you about halfway through by taking the gun out of your hands completely and switching to stealth as you guide a civilian through a terrorist-overrun embassy. In this sequence, you use the surveillance cameras to survey each room and tell her where and when to move over the phone. It's something we've never seen in the series before, and it's a clever flip of the script that helps make Modern Warfare more tense and interesting by taking the action down a notch or two so that it can then ratchet it up again for greater effect. But perhaps my favorite mission is also its biggest, an all-gillied-up homage that has you and Captain Price skulking through a small town, silencers ready, taking out bad guys with single shots to the head. The freedom to tackle the buildings in any order you choose makes it feel full of possibilities. You can take any entrance in each one and optionally search the outside to find the electrical main to kill the lights and enhance your stealthy hunting capabilities. The original Modern Warfare was the first Call of Duty to learn that the quiet moments only helped enhance the loud ones and vice versa, and this reboot applies the lesson well. 2019's Modern Warfare is also stunningly gorgeous. The lighting, particularly in the outdoor forest areas, looks dazzling, and it's especially impressive on the characters themselves. These faces and their animations are among the most lifelike I've ever seen in a game. Audio shines as well, particularly with thundering weapon sounds punctuated by the bouncing of expended bullet casings on the ground. Play it in 4K with a good sound setup if you can. As someone who's played every single Call of Duty campaign and really missed it last year, the new Modern Warfare is exactly the kind of single-player revival I've been looking for. It introduces welcome new kinds of gameplay moments while executing familiar ones exceptionally well. Sure, its story may not be as provocative as it seems to want to be, but it reestablishes a strong identity for this 16-year-old franchise with a showcase solo shooter experience. Amidst a growing pile of battle royales and looter shooters that just don't scratch that same itchy trigger finger, it felt just like old times. For more on Call of Duty Modern Warfare, stand by for our multiplayer review and overall reviews coming soon. While you wait, check out our video going through every IGN Call of Duty review ever, and for all your gaming needs, stick with IGN.
Rifle. 6, Jaguar is peeling off for reload. Stand by.